All right, let's dive right in. When you look at Bangkok's sprawling, modern skyline, there's one landmark that just gleams with this ancient purpose: Wat Saket, better known as the Golden Mount. It's this incredible man-made peak that almost seems to float above the city. But here's the thing. That glittering temple, it's literally built on layers of history. Some of it is pretty inspiring, but some of it is, well, pretty tragic. So what we're going to do is climb this mount together, and as we go, we'll uncover the secrets buried right under its golden skin, starting right at the very bottom.
All right, so let's start our climb up the Golden Mount. We're going to peel back the layers of its story one by one, and we'll start with its really ambitious and, as you'll see, surprisingly shaky origins.
Okay, so this is what's so fascinating. This place that everyone reveres, it actually started out as a massive architectural failure. Seriously, it's this crazy story of a king's grand vision just crashing into harsh reality.
So picture this. It's the early 19th century. King Rama III has this grand idea. He wants to build something absolutely spectacular. A gigantic Chedi, that's a type of stupa, that would basically be the symbol for his new capital, Bangkok. I mean, the plan was just monumental.
But there was one tiny problem. Well, actually a massive one. See, Bangkok is built on soft, marshy ground. The soil just couldn't handle the weight. And, you guessed it, the whole thing collapsed. All that was left was this enormous, unwanted pile of mud and brick.
But this is where the story gets really clever. This is where failure turns into pure ingenuity. Instead of just clearing away all that rubble, they decided to build on it. If you look at this timeline, you can see how it all played out. King Rama IV came along and basically stabilized the mound with a smaller Chedi right on top. Then his son, King Rama V, made it even better, turning it into a proper pagoda. It literally took generations to transform this collapse into the icon we see today. And they finally capped it with concrete around the 1940s just to stop it from erode.
And get this shows just how strategic they were. The mount is 76 meters tall. Now, that height was only possible because it was built just outside the old city walls, where there was this strict 16-meter height limit. So it was designed to totally dominate the skyline, but without technically breaking the rules. Pretty smart, right?
So, okay, the foundation is rubble from a failed project. But that's not the whole story. Not even close. As we dig a little deeper, we find something much, much darker, buried in that very same ground.
Back in the 19th century, these absolutely devastating cholera epidemics just ripped through Bangkok. We're talking over 30,000 people dying in a single outbreak. The city was just completely and totally overwhelmed. Now, because of tradition, you couldn't cremate bodies inside the city walls. So Wat Saket, which was sitting just outside, became this grim necessity. It turned into the city's mass cremation site. And the ashes and remains of thousands upon thousands of plague victims, they were put directly into the foundation of that growing mount.
I mean, the situation was just horrific. This quote, which you can actually see at the temple, paints a really visceral picture. It says, there were so many dead bodies that the temple just couldn't cremate them all every day, and vultures started coming to devour them. The place became infamous for it.
And this dark chapter, it left a permanent scar on the area. Even today, people colloquially call the neighborhood Pratu P, which means the Ghost Gate. That name is a direct echo of its past, a chilling reminder that this was once the gateway for the city's dead.
You know, the temple doesn't try to hide this history. When you climb the mount today, you'll actually see these statues of vultures along the path. They're not just some random decoration. They are a direct and very solemn acknowledgement of the tragedy that's literally part of its foundations.
So, just to recap, this mount is built on a collapsed building and a whole lot of human tragedy. But, as we get to the top, the story completely transforms. It shifts from this place of death to one of profound spiritual importance. The whole feeling changes. Right at the very top, crowning the whole thing, inside that golden Chedi, is a sacred relic of the Buddha himself. It was discovered over in India and was gifted to Thailand back in the late 19th century. And this one object, it completely redefined what the Golden Mount was all about. So here's the key takeaway, right? The physical climb itself becomes this powerful metaphor. You are literally climbing up from a foundation of suffering, the rubble, the ashes, and you're moving towards this sacred, transcendent relic at the peak.
It's like a journey from earthly sorrow to spiritual peace, all in one walk.
And this really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got the sacred landmark, the beautiful golden Chedi, the holy relic, those amazing city views. And on the other hand, you've got the tragic foundation it's all built on, the collapsed rubble, the ashes of plague victims, and the chilling memory of the Ghost Gate. It's this profound duality, this contrast, that makes the Golden Mount so incredibly unique.
So yeah, it's a place with just an incredible story. And if you want to experience that journey for yourself, the good news is it's actually really easy to visit. So let's quickly run through a few practical tips to help you out.
Okay, first up, the essentials. The temple's open every day, but take my advice. Go early in the morning. You'll beat the intense Bangkok heat and the worst of the crowds. And hey, this is a sacred site, so just remember to dress respectfully. That just means covering your shoulders and knees.
Getting there is super easy, especially on public transport. All you gotta do is take the MRT to Samyat Station. From there, it's a really short, straightforward walk. Just follow the signs. Trust me, you can't miss a giant golden mountain. Now, to actually climb the Golden Mount, there is an entrance fee for foreign visitors. As of right now, it's a really reasonable 100 Thai baht.
And with that, our climb comes to an end. The Golden Mount really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on, doesn't it? Is this sacred place defined by what it's reaching for or by what it's built upon? Is it about the spiritual goals or the complicated, tragic, and very human history buried underneath? It's definitely something to think about as you look out over the city from that sacred and secret-filled summit.